Monday, June 12th, and it is the start of the second week of my teacher training at an ORF workshop. And it's about 7:18, a few minutes after what I wanted to leave. So I'm going to make this short. Had a very great weekend, a much needed weekend after a full week of teacher training. A lot of brain activity going on there. So I needed to take a break. And I wish I would have gone straight home and done the homework and just had it done. But I decided to put it off, and I waited until last night. So it did make it a little bit more stressful because I was up until about midnight doing homework, of course. You know, that's not ideal to start a week off with, that a little amount of sleep like that. But, I wanted to put it off. I thought maybe I'd get it done somewhere in between. So yes, putting off the homework did make it a little harder. So, that's something I should already know. Most people probably experience that too. If it's fresh in your brain, it's going to be a lot easier. I know that, there's some things, if I walk away from it and then go back, it makes it a little easier. For example, the recorder. It's kind of, when you think about it, it's kind of like studying for an exam. You do a little bit at a time, walk away, let it kind of permeate in your brain, and then you come back and you review it again, and it's a lot better. But I didn't practice recorder as much as I should have, so I do need to try to jump into a practice room at the university this morning and see if I can do a little bit of practice before the class actually starts. So there are a few moments in the consort I'm doing that are still a little tricky for my fingers because I am not, as I've said before, I'm not fluent in recorder, we'll say. I'm fluent in singing. That is what I do. So if I were singing this, it would be a lot easier, but I'm not. I'm playing it. I have to use my fingers, and that can't be a problem for me. But like I said, I offered to play the tenor recorder. It's much bigger than the soprano recorder, which I am used to playing a little bit more. But I do want to step out of that comfort zone. So, though I'm not prepared to successfully play in the consort today, even if we practice, and I'm just going to have to dive in and hope for the best, I will be sure to be practicing extra hard between now and Thursday to make sure that that's something that, because other people are relying on me. So, it's not like we're being graded like crazy or anything, but still others are going to be watching us, and we want to be prepared. It's kind of a musician thing. I am going to head to the university and get a parking spot and walk on in, and hopefully I will make it a little bit earlier this week as opposed to last week. So again, that's one of the goals I have. So I will see you later today. I have made it to lunchtime on this second Monday of my ORF adventure, and I am very tired today, very tired. It's probably because I had to stay up so late doing the homework because I put it off until last night instead of doing it on Friday when I should have. And yesterday we had a lot of fun going to a splash pad, which is where the water comes up. You probably know. The water comes up, and it's basically like a reverse swimming pool. So instead of swimming, it's like running through sprinklers. And they're a lot of fun, and we took our 15-and-a-half-month-old, and he just had a blast running through the water. And I would have taken pictures, but I didn't want to get my camera wet, so I left the camera in the car and I just wanted to focus on spending time with my family instead of filming something. So it was really great, and then we had a really great lunch, but then when I came back, I did like a whole bunch of shopping. So every now and then I'll coupon, and so I had to run over to CVS and get some really awesome deals basically, and do some other shopping after that to get ready for the week, and that's why I stayed up so late doing the homework. So I am very tired, but still excited to take in all of the information that's being hurled at me. So it's really interesting to see that there's two different instructors that I go to. One is, being specific to playing the recorder in class, and the other one is more of an overview of what to do in class and songs that could be used and how to orchestrate them on Orff instruments. Well, they both used the same music, but just in way different ways, like different words, different reasons, so it's really exciting to see how you could take one thing and do so much with it. So I just can't wait to dive into the music that I have already, and then also into the new resources that I've been acquiring and making things that are suitable for my students that is really going to be something that they're going to benefit from. And that's what this is all about, is preparing and doing things for your students that is specific for them, and it's going to help them be successful and feel like true musicians, which they are. So I'm going to go eat lunch and come back later to let y'all know how Monday finished up. And yes, there will be homework. I got a glimpse of it, and it does not look fun. So I will relax until then. Okay, I've completed the end of the second Monday of the course, and I had the weirdest time in movement. I was hoping it wouldn't be quite so weird, but it was more weird than ever, I'd say. Again, I'm not sure that the students that I teach would be able to handle that, but just movement, and in a way that is very much, you're just kind of creating something as you go. You're really putting yourself out there. So you really have to be open-minded and okay with being silly. As long as everybody else is doing it, it's not silly. But if, there are a lot of students that are not interested or not buying into it, then it really makes the ones that are trying feel very awkward. So I will probably attempt some sort of a movement activity that leads to something where they really think outside the box. But I'm going to have to do it very carefully. I'm going to have to slowly introduce it, and give very, very good parameters for them so that they can be successful. I think it's worth experiencing, though, and really allows a person to make decisions and think, is that going to work, is it not going to work? It's just very interesting. It's very interesting indeed. So other things that went great today, I did, like I think I said, I can't remember, practiced recorder. There were a few moments in the trio, in the consort, that I'm still kind of iffy on, so I do need to practice that. I need to do my homework tonight for tomorrow, and tomorrow we're taking a big group picture, so I've got to make sure to put on some makeup and look spiffy for that, because it's very important to look nice for photos. But until then, I am going to go to the pool, because it's still summertime and we want to go to the pool. So that's what we're going to do, and I will do my homework after that.
You
want to go to the pool, Killian? Yeah, is it pool time? Is it pool time? Yay, yay, pool time. Spin, spin. Time for the pool. Spin, spin, spin. Whoop. It turns out on Mondays the pools are closed, so backyard sprinkler it is. This works just fine. Good morning. It is Tuesday, day 2 of week 2, and I woke up with the puffiest eyes in the world. I can't really say it's a little bit better. Like, this side feels like my eyes are gonna close. My eyes gonna close on me today or something. I have no idea why this happened. I just don't get it. So it's definitely not a good day for that because we're taking a group picture. So hopefully by the end of the day that'll all go down. But I couldn't even put makeup on other than the eyebrows. Eyebrows are very important. So put those on. Okay, I don't know that I'm happy with the way they turned out. Eyebrows are the valances to the curtains, to the windows, to the soul. So they're very important. And I just dropped off Killian at daycare. We've had to put him in daycare this week. And I am starving because I did not eat any breakfast, and I would stop and get some, but I'm afraid that I might be late if I do that. So I'm going to head in the direction of the university now, and if I have extra time when I get in the vicinity thereof, I will stop for something to eat. But if not, I have these donuts. Where did they go? I don't know. Oh, I found some Skittles, so it might be a Skittles morning. We'll see. All right, off to the training. It is lunchtime here, and I've already eaten and everything. I decided to do that first to take care of myself, to take care of my body, and try to just help myself feel a little bit better, get some more water and everything. My eye, it's still a little puffy on this side, but not as bad as earlier. It kind of hurts, like my headache. I had a headache like right there. So hopefully that'll calm down throughout the day. We've done quite a lot already today. The recorder I had to play by myself, and it wasn't something written. I had to actually improvise, and others, we all did it too. So others did the same version or the same pitch sets that I had to choose as well. So it wasn't too bad, because when everybody else has to do it, it's like, oh, okay, so we're all in this together. But when you're in the moment and you're having to put yourself out there, especially on an instrument that is, you know, not your first instrument, it's not something that you're 100% comfortable on. So it was a fun experience though, and I do enjoy, you know, playing on my own as well. You know, as long as it's not something really hard, you know, and I can just share what I have and then move on. So, we also practiced for our consort, and I'm getting better. There is a moment that is very difficult in the music, and I still need to give myself more time to practice that specific part. And I mean, luckily the two other musicians that I'm working with are very they're instrumentalists, so they are good at explaining and, you know, showing, and it's definitely a learning process for me, and it's something that I can think, how did that work for me, and how can I show my students how to you know, how to learn something, and, you know, be okay with making mistakes, and, you know, making your corrections and moving on, and just keep going. Basically just keep going. And that's how it is when you're playing the songs. You know, you can't just stop. You have to keep going, and it's okay if there is a mistake, and you'll just correct it and do it right the next time. And if you don't, oh well, just keep going. So in basic, we have been utilizing the instruments so much more. I am having so much fun playing the instruments for pretty much every single song. There's always some sort of body percussion, and then there's some sort of movement that we do, and, you know, incorporating the instruments, whether it be the xylophones or the unpitched percussions. I just can't wait to see what I can get my kids to do in the classroom. And I'm so motivated and excited and also overwhelmed, because now I have to take a step back, look at my current lesson plans that I've been working with, and I don't want to overwhelm myself and my kids by completely overhauling and changing everything. It's a matter of gradually making changes that are going to fit what I'm trying to do. That way it's not, you know, like a culture shock. I definitely don't want that. I want it to be just something that is seamless. And that's, you know, I feel like I'm on the right track. So I am going to take a short break before I have to get back and do the second half of the day. The packet for today is very big, so there's a lot that's going to be packed in to a short amount of time, and here's hoping that movement is normal today, because yesterday was very, very odd. So I will catch y'all later, and hopefully homework will be a little easier. She said that it's, you know, her favorite, and a lot of us were like, oh no, and she's like, it's not that hard, it's not too bad, you're gonna like it. So I'm excited to see what it is that we're going to be coming up with for our homework, and like the other things, hopefully it's something that I'm going to be able to look back on and possibly use in my class or get ideas from for my class. So, all right, until this afternoon. Good morning. It is Wednesday, June 14th. It's about 7:20 almost. About 10 minutes until I have to get to recorder. I left later than I wanted to, of course, but I am still here early, which is on time. So that was an accomplishment, and I'm all right with that. I do wish I would have left a little earlier, though. We had to drop Killian off at daycare again, and I took a different route to get here, which ended up being an easier route, but the traffic was more on the front end rather than the back end of the adventure, we'll say. But anyways, I don't know if this doing vlogging is really going to work for me, because it's kind of stressful. I am just trying to get into the groove of things, and I didn't get to record before I left because I was around my boyfriend, and I just haven't gotten comfortable with speaking in front of the camera in front of other people, because it looks like you're a crazy person. So those of you that do the YouTube videos as well, you probably have either feel the same way or used to feel that way and can relate. So hopefully I could get used to doing this, because I enjoyed the editing process and everything. Last night I did the homework that, you know, the instructor said she was really excited about this homework because she gets to see our creativity. So basically I had to write my own melody and put a bourdon, or it's basically like an accompaniment that the kids will end up playing. I had to put that with it. I had to write the words to it. So I really hope that she likes it, but I may or may not use it in my own class. We'll see. I mean, it's just a really good experience. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up because I need to practice just a little bit before I get over to recorder, and I will have to catch up a little bit during lunch and maybe say a little bit more about what I did yesterday, but I will see you then. Reached lunchtime here on this wonderful Wednesday, and I took a little walk, got a couple cookies because I needed 2 of them, and found this nice place to sit and just have a moment to chat with you. So basically it's almost over. I mean, I'm kind of sad, but then I'm also like, I really want it to be summer. It feels really beautiful outside today. The sun is being covered up by these clouds that just rolled right on in. Good for them. And, you know, the wind is blowing occasionally, so it's not too hot. So I might have to do something tonight after I get out. Something outside if it's still feeling good. But anyways, I mean, there's really not much to say. We've been making music all morning, all up until lunchtime. We got to create, in groups, which is really, something that you would want the students to do, and it's good to experience that as a teacher. Sometimes we don't get to be a part of that action, so that's why we do the trainings and the workshops, so that we can dive in and see what it is that our students have to experience. And it helps you kind of prepare for situations that might arise. So I look really mellow. I'm kind of tired. And I mean, it's been, a week and a half at this point, and I'm just like, I want a nap. So that's why I got the 2 cookies. I'm going to eat these with some coffee. I'm going to go get some coffee. And I'm going to eat these cookies. And that is my current goal, and I'm going to accomplish it. So, I don't know. And here comes the sun. I need another cloud. Oh well. Day 8 of the ORF workshop, and I think my last bit of homework, it was a reflection, and that's probably the last homework. It said on there that it was due for day 9, or that it was homework for day 9, so she gave it to us early to give us an option of getting a head start, I guess. So it's smooth sailing, I guess, from here on. Movement went back to being weird, but it wasn't too weird, and actually what we did today was something that I already do with my students, but not in the way that we did it. I usually use this as a strategy to get them quiet in line or to pay attention. I will mirror and have them, they'll notice and then stop talking and then do what I do. And they've become really good at that, which I am very appreciative of, because sometimes I just need them to stop talking. But we of course used it in a musical sense, and I didn't really think to do it like that, you know, to have them mirror each other and explore movement and leadership and, you know, being a team player. All of that stuff was taking place, and I can see that my students would really benefit from doing that in class. So I do look forward to incorporating that in some way into my lessons somewhere. So yeah, that wasn't too odd compared to some of the other things we've done outside of the box there. The homework I did yesterday was actually incorrect. That's another thing. I had gotten the lowest grade so far on any of my homework assignments, and it's because I did not pay attention to the instructions. So it's because I didn't follow the instructions, I didn't read it carefully enough. I just kind of looked at it and breezed through it thinking, wow, I can't believe how easy this is. And it still would have been easy because of all the practice I'd had, you know, with the other assignments. But I learned a very important lesson, and that is to read the instructions. I feel like a lot of teachers, you know who you are, I'm one of them, we always tell our students, read the instructions, read all of the instructions before you begin. And what do we not do? Read the instructions. We just don't like doing it. It's too much work. We know what's going on. We just do it. Okay, but that's not true. We need to read the instructions. So I corrected it today, and I'll, you know, turn it in tomorrow, and she'll look at it and tell me what she thinks. It was a minor adjustment. I think that the corrections I made to the song, that I was supposed to have made my own song. I thought we could use this resource that we have as an inspiration, and I became overly inspired. I cited it and everything. I said that I was inspired by this, and I made a few changes with it, but it was too similar. She wanted me to be creative myself and not use both like the rhythm and the melody. So I reevaluated some of the choices I made and, you know, just changed it up a bit. And I am actually more happy with it now because it feels more like my own. So I am going to call it a night because it's still pretty early. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. And that has not happened to me this whole time. I usually am up until like midnight. So I'm just going to call it a night and turn in early and just get ready for my summer to start, because it's just tomorrow and then half a day on Friday and boom, summer. Summer for the rest of summer until it's fall and then school. But I'll feel a little bit more prepared because of doing this workshop. And for that, I am thankful. It is Thursday, June 15th, and I just finished with lunch. On the way here, we were kind of in a rush, and I could not film this morning, and I was concentrating really hard for the recorder concert that I had to play in. I was very, very nervous for that. I practiced so much last night. I know I said I was going to call it an early night, but that didn't happen. So I literally stayed up outside in the heat, even though the sun was going down, in the heat and the mosquitoes, practicing to make sure that I would be ready for that. And I was okay. you know, we had a little time as a group to work on it, and then off we went, you know, and played in front of everybody, and everything was going fine until my thumb rest slipped and the instrument, I almost dropped it, and I had to figure out where I was in the music and where everybody else was and just jump right back in, and basically I survived. We all survived, and what more could we ask for? So this is basically the last day of the workshop, because tomorrow is just a share day, really. I mean, we have like half a day and then we spend the rest of the time sharing things. So we've been, you know, getting the last bit of information in as much as we can fit, and I'm really kind of sad that it's going to be done, but I can't wait to have me time and just focus on not having to focus. So I am going to head back to class because it is about that time, and I will check in later and let you know how everything went. I've reached the end of another day in the ORF workshop, and I am so glad to be home. It has been a very eventful day. There's no homework or anything like that. It's just that we were, after the, you know, doing the recorders, we started to put together what we were going to do for tomorrow for our sharing, like basically a performance. So it was a lot of, you know, trying to decide and agree on what we were going to be doing. So it was a real test to see if we could work together and, you know, kind of, if, you know, somebody could take charge and then give up that being in charge. And it's very difficult when you work with others that, you know, they think they know best, and they may or they may not, and that's not the point. It's, you know, it's about trying all the ideas, and I hope I can convey that to my students, that just because somebody's idea may not sound like a good idea, you know, for, you know, to try musically in the classroom, it doesn't mean that it shouldn't be explored. You know, test it out. Do you like it? Do you not like it? It's okay to not like it, but it's definitely not okay to shut somebody down before you even get a chance to hear. So anyways, that's one big thing that I don't want to say that I learned today, because I feel like I've always known that, and I've always wanted to be a teacher that really promotes everybody getting a chance, as far as, you know, if you have an idea, something you want to share, whether it be, you know, playing an instrument in a certain way, if I've given the option for students to do that, or, you know, a movement, or just an idea of a song. So I hope that I can do more of that in the future, now that I kind of understand how it works in the ORF classroom. So I am going to go to the pool for sure today, because I know it's open. So it's like pool day take 2. Killian is like excited, and he's already soaking wet because he's been playing with the hose. So, because it is so hot here. And now my neighbors are kind enough to share their music with me. So before we leave, I'm just gonna sit here and jam to their music, which won't be for very long. So tomorrow is the last day. This is gonna be it. So I'm going to try to get there early, just like usual. That's the goal, and get everything, you know, squared away for the performance, because it's basically a performance, you know, it really is. Singing, playing instruments, dancing, all of that, everything, and body percussion, all the stuff that we've been working on, we're gonna do. I don't know that I can share that on this video because I haven't been able to do any like videos or anything of the workshop, because they're really big on, you know, those are videos like that are just for the people that are taking the workshop. So for this, I've just been kind of sharing my reflections, my thoughts on it, and how I want to be as a teacher. So I hope you don't mind that. But definitely when it comes to things in my classroom, I'll definitely show more, not students, of course, not like faces or anything, but just, you know, the process and, you know, decor and stuff like that. So let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. And I can possibly work on that, you know. So that's it. So we're about to go hit the pool now, and I will catch up with you tomorrow morning, either before I leave or after I get there. I have finally reached the final day of the ORF workshop, and I was really running late to get here. I was not late here, but as usual, left later than I wanted to. So I had to kind of rush and get settled. I had to eat some breakfast, so we stopped off at Taco Cabana for a few tacos and got to, I thought it was going to be a recorder, but the schedule was changed. So we started off practicing for our share session today, which it's almost time for. So we practiced for that and just kind of put everything together, and we feel really good about it. I'm really excited to perform what we've, you know, some of the music and activities that we've done to help us learn the ORF way, if you will. So I'm excited about that. You know, recorder was good. It was just kind of rounding it out and finishing it up. So I'm gonna get back because I don't want to be late for the performance, and I'm just really excited to present, and I will let you know how it goes. Well, it's done. I have officially completed level 1 of ORF Schulwerk training, and it was an amazing experience. Today was just, it just summed everything up. We put together a wonderful program in my section and in my level, and we put it on stage and we showed it to everybody, including the level 2 and level 3 teachers who, the level 3 are completing their training and, you know, get to say that they are certified ORF teachers. And so it is kind of intimidating to be presenting in front of them because they've already put in all the work. But at the same time, it's really great to know that those teachers have been in our shoes. So they truly understand what it is that we're doing up there and what we're going through. The teachers were amazing. And not only the teachers that were our instructors while we were there, who were fabulous, and I just appreciate them so much, but the teachers that I was working with, they were all learning with me, and it was just so inspiring to hear their ideas and, you know, mesh them with mine and come up with some amazing things. I have my certificate here from what I got, and it says Stacy has successfully fulfilled the requirements for level 1 ORF Schulwerk at Trinity University. This course constitutes 60 hours of ORF Schulwerk teacher education endorsed by the American ORF Schulwerk Association. So it's very important. It's just nice to know that there's support out there, and I look forward to hopefully joining the association, which I do plan on doing as soon as payday comes around. But just being able to say that I've already got 60 hours of teacher training under my belt for this next coming year, really. I mean, this is what I'm preparing for, is my next year and the years following. So we are required to constantly be learning and bettering ourselves for our students. So there we go, 60 hours, boom, done. And I mean, just because I have that doesn't mean I'm going to stop. We keep going no matter what. So I am very proud of myself, and I don't mean that in like a stuck-up kind of way. I'm proud that I took the time out of my life to do this, and that the whole time I'm thinking of what I can do, what I've learned from the workshop, what I could take to my students and help them be better musicians and just better people, because that's what music does. It helps make the whole person. And I'm glad that I'm a music teacher. I don't know that I would really enjoy being any other kind of teacher. So that's, you know, just something I think about every now and then. So I am planning on doing level 2 and then obviously level 3, because it is definitely worth the time, and it was a lot of fun and very inspiring. So hopefully I can see what my students will get from this next year. But as for me, it's time for summer. So this is going to be the last vlog until maybe next year. Let me know down in the comments if you would be interested in me vlogging during the school year and kind of keeping track and seeing what it is that I do with my students and the success that I hopefully can bring out of them. I know that it would be a lot of work, but I think that it's very motivating to kind of reflect for all of you and talk about what it is that I have in mind for my students and the goals that I have for them and for myself. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in continuing to watch. And until my next video, I will say goodbye to you.